I personally always was an early bird and used to wake up at 6 even when I was a little kid and studied in school. There were periods of my life when I even tried waking up at 5 am every day, but at this point of my life, this is not convenient anymore. When I was a part of my university football team, I tried to stick to this habit and it was really difficult because some of our practices were until 11 p.m. and I needed some time to get home and eat something before going to sleep. So I used to sleep for 7 hours on those days and totally mess up my sleep timing consistency. I've heard a lot about successful people who wake up early.
You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours.
Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 a.m. Kobe Bryant used to work out at 4 even after his retirement. Benjamin Franklin woke up at 5. Starbucks ex-CEO Howard Schultz at 4:30, and so on. This list is pretty long. For most people, it's not easy to wake up at this time. Some of my friends struggle to get out of bed at 10 actually. I'd rather say majority of the people I know aren't used to waking up early. They don't see the point, and actually, I don't want to judge them. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether there is scientific proof that waking up early may be beneficial, and I'm also gonna share with you a little bit of my own experience and pros and cons I noticed. By the way, did you know that some people tend to go to sleep late because of their genetics? As you know from school, genes encode proteins that are vital for countless processes in our bodies. The PER3 gene, which encodes the period circadian protein homolog 3, is associated with delayed sleep phase syndrome in humans. Many motivation videos propose the idea that waking up early has substantial benefits, which will make you more, I don't know, productive and happy. Is it true? In this study, which took 6.5 years and included more than 400,000 adults, comparing definite evening type to definite morning type, the associations were strongest for diabetes, psychological, neurological, gastrointestinal, and respiratory disorders. And definite evening types also had significantly increased risk of all-cause mortality. And according to this study, resetting the late timing of night owls made participants more productive, improved self-reported depression and stress, and physical performance. That's quite interesting actually. If you're a night owl, you may increase your productivity and happiness by simply changing your sleep schedule. Even when I didn't know about this stuff, I felt kind of proud of my lifestyle and really liked that I regularly woke up early. Now let's get to the part about pros and cons, which I personally noticed. Let's start with the main disadvantage I faced: communication with friends. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of people who stick to the same schedule as I do. When I go to bed, most of my friends are still working, studying, or just chilling. There were days when some of them went to sleep at the time I was already awake at, and that makes some activities less convenient to organize. Usually, they aren't busy in the evening, and if we wanted to spend a lot of time together, I'd most likely go to bed later than usual, and I would come back home and already be late for a couple of hours. So sometimes when I feel that I don't want to shift my sleep wake timing and want to feel fresh before a morning workout, I just go home earlier than anybody else and have a good 8 hours sleep. My friends respect my lifestyle and never judge me for doing that, and most of them already know that I won't reply to a message from them in the evening if it was sent after 10 p.m. And I work out with my friends later than I usually do alone because they can't wake up at the time I often start my gym workouts. Sleep consistency really matters to me when it comes to daily productivity, and it's much easier to plan anything when I have predictable schedule which will fluctuate only a little throughout my week. Now let's get to the bright side of being an early bird. I have few distractions. First advantage, which is also one of my favorite: at 5 or 6 a.m., most people are sleeping in their beds and it is completely quiet around me. I can focus intensely on my tasks at hand when I'm the only person awake and no one can interrupt me. Literally nobody is online so I won't get notifications on my phone, even if I have them turned on. I like working completely alone, and this habit makes it much easier. It still blows my mind. I might be done with some parts of my work when my friends aren't even awake. Peace and silence. As I said, almost nobody is awake in the early morning. An absence of distraction isn't the only part about it I love. Feeling I can't experience at any other time of the day. Everything is so calm and quiet. It's great to plan my activities at the beginning of the day. Silence around me helps me avoid stress and concentrate on things I need to add to my daily to-do list. Enjoying my meal alone in peace feels really good. I can meditate, listen to some music, and just think about things. It's also great to see the sun rising up and filling your room with natural light. I'm never late. Have you ever been late because you haven't woken up on time? When I was studying at school and university, I saw people do it every day. I consider being timely as quite important. You never want to be late for your job interview. Why? Because your reputation is at stake. And if you want to impress the person you meet, you shouldn't start with showing lack of punctuality. And I've never been late because of my alarm clock. I'm more productive. I've noticed that it's less difficult to get in a flow state in the morning compared to afternoon or evening. I'm full of energy and usually I get most important things done after I wake up and follow my morning routine. You know how important it is to find your most productive time of the day. And I did it a long time ago. 1 hour in the morning is much more valuable for me than 1 hour after 6 p.m. And in the evenings, I usually do less cognitive demanding tasks. I finished writing a script for this video in the morning, by the way. And another thing I want to point out is when I wake up early, my day seems to become much longer. It's like I added a couple of hours to it. I feel better. Last but definitely not least, point I want to mention is my self-reported mental health. I've never been a fan of reducing my sleep time in order to get more things done. Nevertheless, it's pretty popular among students. I'm always getting enough sleep and still think it's highly important. By doing that, I feel so fresh in the morning. I feel great motivation to keep doing what I want to do and become greater at it. I believe at this part of my day, I less likely can face burnouts than at any other. This is one of the reasons I like it. I enjoy conducting analysis of my productivity system on Saturday or Sunday mornings and plan great things in advance. Alright, let's summarize. I love waking up at 6 and have been doing it for almost my whole life. I tried waking up at 5 at some points of my life, but it's hard to do now because my work and some other activities stand in the way. Many celebrities wake up very early, and such a habit seems to make them more productive. Actually, resetting this late timing of night owls may make you more productive, and definite evening types have a higher risk of all-cause mortality, diabetes, psychological, neurological, gastrointestinal, and respiratory disorders. The main thing I don't like about being an early bird is that it's sometimes hard to sync with my friends. But I noticed many pros, such as fewer distraction in the morning, peace and silence, which I absolutely enjoy. I'm always on time if something is scheduled in the morning. I'm more productive in general earlier in the day, and I feel much better by sticking to this habit. Subscribe and watch other videos if this one is helpful, and have a good day.